Today is the 21st of April 2021. There's reports of a UFO sighting here in Livingston, and we're hearing it may even have landed. So Keira and I are on a mission to see if we can track it down. As we head along the cycle path, there's a strong smell of wild garlic. There's another mature stretch of woodland here. And I can let Keira off the lead. She usually stays right beside me, or just behind me. These standing stones may look prehistoric, but actually they were only put here in the 1960s or 1970s when Livingston was developed as a new town. I think it was just to add a little bit of character to the place. This looks like it could be a Bronze Age burial mound. But it's not. It's just somewhere to have a seat and maybe a catch-up with a few friends. It's a good vantage point to check for UFOs, but I can't see any. These stones are also modern. They'd make quite a good picnic spot. But we're only stopping so that Keira can have a drink. And then it's on with the journey. The path takes us over the Nell Burn as it meanders its way down towards the River Amond. It's just a short walk through the woods now, and Keira's off like a shot when she sees the open space. Despite the wind, I'm starting to get a bit warm with all this walking, so it's time to take this scarf off. And I still can't see anything in the skies. Maybe if I get the drone up, that'll help. There's lots of these little trails around here. Quite often we see deer. Give it a few months and this grass will be waist high. And we're still looking. It's a really pleasant walk, and it's just a shame that the only thing in the sky is the drone circling us. It's not been much help having the eye in the sky, so we have a wander around for another 10 minutes, taking another few trails. And then I decide it's time to land the drone. But I'm a novice at this, and I definitely need some more practice. Come on, Midge, down you come. That's what we're calling the drone, by the way. Midge. See what I mean about needing practice? With the drone back in my rucksack, we head to the football fields at Aileyburn Park. This is the home of Livingston FC Community Club, a self-funded club, supporting lots of youth club teams in the surrounding area. There's a match on Saturday, so they're painting the lines on the pitch. It's unlikely that I'll find anything down at the reservoir, but you never know. I have seen that film, The Shape of Water. It's a great place, just to have a relaxing walk and meet up with some friends. Or maybe try your hand at fishing. You need a permit, but they do stock the reservoir quite regularly. On the other side of the reservoir, these swans are nesting. I think Keira's trying to tell me something. Come on, Dad, let's get a move on. We've a UFO to find. They're not painting lines in this kids' area, so it's a quick time for some ball play with Keira. And I checked the skies, but there's no UFOs to be seen, so it's time to move on. I'm walking under the Livingston North railway line, which links Edinburgh and Glasgow. I'm heading now up the Nell Burn path, because I think my best chance of spotting a UFO is going to be to get to the highest point in Livingston. The schools have just reopened in Scotland, and as I pass by St John Ogilvy's Primary, there's lots of parents waiting to pick up their kids. I remember the days. There's another nice woodland to walk through, and we're getting close to our destination. On this stretch of grass, I can let Keira off the lead. Time for some ball play. But as we go, I'm still looking up. You never know what you might see up there. We've arrived at the highest point in Livingston. Decmont Law stands at 217 metres. Now, if I'm going to see a UFO, surely this has got to be the best place to come. Well, I can't see anything directly above me, so I have a little wander across the top of the hill to see what I can see on the north side. Far off in the distance, I can just make out the 3 bridges crossing the River Forth. To the east, Arthur's Seat towers over Edinburgh, and I can see Edinburgh Castle on the horizon. Turning to the south, I have a panoramic view of the Pentland Hills. But there's still no sign of anything up in the sky. Even though Keira's giving me a hand, she can't spot anything either. But let's face it, her main job really is to be my companion and just to look, well, really cute for our videos. From the top of the hill, we've spotted these dog walkers. The little white dog in front could be a poodle. The brown dog looks to me like a cockapoo, and the black one at the back looks like a labradoodle, just like Keira, only bigger. We're heading down the other side of Decmont Law towards Deer Park Golf Club. This club opened in 1978 and hosted the Scottish PGA Championship in 2020. We shouldn't really be on the golf course, so I'm going to make this quick. Just long enough to check out for any UFOs, or perhaps even the odd alien. Well, there was no joy on the golf course, and I'm thinking my last chance of finding anything could be in these old woods. I decide that left looks more promising. It turns out the reports of a UFO sighting are over 40 years old, and this site marks where it happened. In 1979, forestry worker Robert Taylor was doing a routine woodland inspection when he was gobsmacked to come across a large metallic sphere, measuring about 20 feet across. 2 smaller spheres came out of the large one and grabbed onto Robert's legs. And at that point, he blacked out. When he came to, initially, he couldn't walk, but then somehow managed to make it to his home 1 mile away. A doctor and the police were called out, and inspection of the site revealed these strange earthworks. There's 2 ladder track marks where the spacecraft had allegedly stood, and 40 round holes matching the size of Robert's account of the smaller spheres. Robert died 28 years later in 2007 and never once deviated from that story. The site is referred to in Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World which describes the extraterrestrial close encounter of Robert Taylor.
Well, didn't see any UFOs, no real surprise, but that was quite interesting. I enjoyed that. Just me and Keira out for this walk today. Trish is away over to stay with her best friend for a couple of days. Karen is recovering from an operation on her back. Karen, if you're watching, wish you a speedy recovery, and I hope Trish looks after you. Now, the next video, hopefully, we're going to be out again in the wee brown van. We're allowed to travel at the moment, but we can't stay overnight in Scotland. Rules is rules, you have to go with it. But come the 26th of April, we should be able to get out and again with our wee brown van Maggie. Can't wait. Look out for our next video, folks. See ya!